You spent 4 years of your life and probably somewhere between $60,000 and $200,000 getting a bachelor's degree because everyone told you it was the ticket to a good life. Your parents said it. Your teachers said it. Every guidance counselor, every college brochure, every motivational speaker said the same thing. Get the degree, get the job, build the life. So you did it. You studied, you stressed, you took out loans, you walked across that stage, and you held that diploma thinking you'd finally made it. But now you're 3 years out of college working a job that pays $42,000 a year. A job that your dad got in 1985 with just a high school diploma. And he made the equivalent of $48,000 in today's dollars. You've got a bachelor's degree and you're making less than your parents did without one. And every month when that student loan payment hits your account, you feel it. That sinking feeling that maybe, just maybe, you got scammed. And here's the thing I need you to hear before we go any further. You're not crazy. You're not entitled. You're not whining. You did exactly what you were supposed to do and the math just doesn't work anymore. Today we're talking about credential inflation. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why your degree feels worthless, even though it cost everything. Let me paint you a picture. It's 1970. Your grandfather walks into a bank with a high school diploma and a firm handshake and walks out with a job as a bank teller making a decent middle-class living. Fast forward to 2010. That exact same teller job now requires a bachelor's degree, sometimes even preferring candidates with finance or business majors, but the job hasn't changed. Still the same tasks, the same responsibilities, the same place on the corporate ladder. The only thing that changed is the piece of paper required to get your foot in the door. This is credential inflation. It's when the educational requirements for jobs increase, even though the actual skills needed for those jobs stay exactly the same. And it's happening everywhere. Administrative assistants used to need a high school diploma. Now they need a bachelor's. Entry-level marketing jobs used to accept anyone with hustle and creativity. Now they want a 4-year degree plus 2 years of experience, which is its own special kind of hell we'll get to later. Even jobs like executive assistant, HR coordinator, and customer success manager, jobs that are essentially learned on the job, now list bachelor's degree required on every single posting. Here's the math that should make you furious. In 1970, about 11% of Americans over age 25 had a bachelor's degree. Today, it's close to 40%. When your grandfather was competing for jobs, he was competing against a small pool of college grades. Today, you're competing against almost half the workforce, all waving the same diploma. And here's the kicker. When everyone has a degree, no one has an advantage. A bachelor's degree in 2025 is the new high school diploma. It's not a ticket up, it's just the minimum entry fee to be considered. You didn't buy a ladder, you bought permission to stand in line. So let's talk about why this happened, because this wasn't an accident. This was a systematic shift that transferred risk and cost from corporations and the government onto you. In the 1970s and 80s, companies used to invest heavily in training. If you got hired at IBM or General Motors or any major corporation, they would spend months teaching you the skills you needed. They had robust training programs because they understood that hiring was about potential, and training was their responsibility. But then something changed. In the 1980s and 90s, companies started cutting training budgets. Why? Because they realized they could outsource the cost of training to universities and to you. Instead of spending money training employees, they could just require degrees and make you pay for your own job preparation. You spent 4 years and $100,000 learning things that they used to teach you in 6 months on the job. At the same time, the government started defunding public universities. State funding for public colleges dropped by nearly 40% per student over the last 30 years. Universities had to make up that gap somehow, so they raised tuition. And who took out loans to cover it? You did. Then there's the college industrial complex itself. Universities became businesses and degrees became products. They started competing for students by building luxury dorms and climbing walls and gourmet dining halls, and they passed those costs onto you in the form of higher tuition. Meanwhile, they knew that students would keep paying because society had drilled into everyone's head that you absolutely must go to college or you'll be a failure. They had a captive market. And here's the most insidious part. Employers started requiring degrees, not because the jobs got harder, but because degrees became an easy filter. When you get 300 applications for one job, requiring a bachelor's degree cuts that pile in half instantly. It doesn't mean the job needs a degree. It means HR needs a shortcut. You're not paying for education, you're paying for a sorting mechanism. And every time another wave of students gets degrees to stand out, employers just raise the bar higher. Now they want master's degrees for jobs that used to need bachelors. They want bachelors for jobs that used to need nothing. It's an arms race, and you're the one paying for the weapons. So what do? First, let's be clear about what you shouldn't do. Don't beat yourself up. Don't let anyone tell you that you made a bad decision or that you should have known better. You were 17 or 18 years old and every authority figure in your life told you this was the path. You were a kid following the rules. Second, if you're still in school or thinking about going back, get ruthlessly practical. Not all degrees are created equal in this inflated market. Engineering, nursing, computer science, accounting, these degrees still have strong job placement because they teach specific skills employers need and can't easily train in-house. If you're pursuing a liberal arts degree, which has value but less clear job pipelines, double major or minor in something technical, build a portfolio, get internships, do anything that proves you have skills beyond the diploma. Third, if you already have your degree and you're stuck, focus on skills, not credentials. Employers say they want degrees, but what they actually need is proof you can do the job. Build a portfolio. Freelance, create projects. If you're in marketing, run a successful campaign for a local business or your own blog. If you're in design, build a portfolio that speaks louder than your resume. Show, don't tell. Fourth, consider alternative paths that bypass the credential trap entirely. Trade schools, coding boot camps, apprenticeships, these are all experiencing a renaissance because they teach actual skills without the 4-year debt sentence. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, they're making $70,000 to $90,000 a year with zero student debt, while people with bachelor's degrees are fighting for $40,000 office jobs. And finally, use your anger productively. Vote for politicians who support tuition-free public college, student debt relief, and reinvestment in public education. Support unions and worker protections that prevent employers from arbitrarily inflating job requirements. The system is broken, but it's not unchangeable. Here's what I need you to understand. You are not failing. The system failed you. A college degree was supposed to be an investment in your future, but instead, it became a toll booth on the road to survival. The people who benefited from credential inflation, the universities that raised tuition, the corporations that outsourced training costs, the loan servicers collecting interest, they all won. And you were told it was your fault for not hustling hard enough. But now you know the truth. You know about credential inflation. You know why your degree feels worthless, even though you were told it was priceless. And you know it's not a reflection of your worth or your intelligence. It's a reflection of a labor market that shifted all the risk onto workers. So take that knowledge and use it. Make smarter decisions going forward, build skills, create value. Find paths that don't require paying $100,000 for permission to work. And when someone tries to tell you that kids today are just entitled, you can explain to them exactly how the economic structure changed and why a degree in 2025 is not the same asset it was in 1975. You got this.